So it's time for Back in the Library, and we're going to read a couple of stories about flying. So the first one is called Night Song by Arie, Beck. Okay, so this is the cover. And sense is the song you sing out into the world, and the song the world sings back to you. With these words, Chiro's mother sends Chiro off into the night alone for the first time. It's an adventure, but how will he find his way? And how will he find his way home? It's easy as long as he uses his good sense. So let's see. Okay, so here's the night sky. It's going to be going off into the night sky. It's called Night Song. It does look as dark as night, doesn't it? Yeah, it's very dark out there. Don't see any clouds, or I don't see any stars. The sun had set, and the shadows clinging to the walls of the cave began to wake and whisper. Chiro, little wing? The bat mother said to her child, tonight you must fly out into the world, and I will wait here for you. Wow. All by himself? What do you think? But the night is dark, Mama. Darker than the moth's dark eyes. Darker even than the water before dawn, the little bat exclaimed, twitching his ears this way and that. I know, whispered his mother. And when it is that dark outside, I cannot always see, Chiro admitted, stretching his wings. There are other ways to see, she told him. Other ways to help you make your way in the world. How? Use your good sense. What is sense? The little bat asked. So what is sense? What does Mom want him to do? His mother folded him in her wings and whispered into his waiting ears. Sense is the song you sing out into the world, and the song the world sings back to you. Sing, and the world will answer. That is how you'll see. Now, fly from our cave to the pond where we bats like best to eat. Have your breakfast, then fly home. But do not go further than the pond, not unless your song is sure. So how will the song be sure, I wonder? Don't go any farther than the pond. And then she let him go. Chiro fell into the cold air for an instant, then flipped and turned and flew out past the mouth of the cave and into the waiting night. As first, Chiro tried to peer his way through the dark. Long arms rose up in front of him, waving slowly, blocking his path. He could not see around them or over them. Shiro was frightened. What do you think those long arms are? What could they be? Could they be trees? I think they're trees. I think they're trees. But he remembered his mother's bright words, use your good sense. Shiro began to sing, softly at first. But then more surely, his song flew ahead of him, and soon he could hear something singing back. Tall trees called out to him, chanted the lengths of their long branches and the girths of their rough trunks. Gleefully he flew through the woods, past pines, over maples, and away. Ooh, ooh. Did they make sound if you did that? If you hum like that? Did they sing back to you? Flying higher now, Shiro saw something sliding through the sky toward him. So out went his song, and where danger once threatened, now Shiro saw only a flock of friends flying above him on their evening errands. So first he was scared, but then what did he see? Flying above him were those geese. They looked like geese. His friends. As he flew farther, Shiro heard strange sounds, lines of noise, 1,000 voices buzzing from one end of the sky to the other. For just a moment, Shiro didn't know what to do or which way to go. But he followed his own song. In the sky behind him flowed a river of whispers, shh, shh, fading away. The pond was just ahead. What did his mom tell him about the pond? No further than the pond, unless you have a good sense. You stop. What do you think? When Shiro came to the pond, singing still, he was very hungry. All the night creatures were there above the reeds. Thousands of tiny, flying, tasty things, each one humming a different tune. For Shiro, each of their songs sounded just like breakfast. People have different voices. Do you think bugs have different voices when they sing? Make their humming and buzzing and different noises? What do you think? Shiro ate well that night. He had a big belly. When he was full, he stretched his wings again and thought about flying home. But he began to wonder, just a little, what lay behind the pond? What lay beyond his mother's words? What would you do? Would you go home like your mama said? Or would you go further? Got a big belly. Look at that big belly. He is full. Can he still fly with a full tummy? So Shiro flew a bit further, and the familiar fell away from him, out to the margins of the world. Then he was truly on his own, place he's never gone before. Truly on his own. Is it scary? His mom said not to go any further unless what? He had good sense. He flew fast toward a high dune, each grain of sand calling out in chorus as he passed. Chiro flapped up and over the top of the dune and out over the strand, singing louder than he had ever sung before. Da, 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 da. Is he hearing his echo back? He's never been there before. Out went his song over dark water. Then, again and again, each wave on the ocean rising up to greet him, each splash of the sea foam becoming kin to him. The sky began to change, grow light, and cast long shadows over the shore. With the morning came memory, his mother's voice, her warm wings. Chiro knew it was time to go home. Sun comes up, let's go home. Flying higher than he'd ever flown, Chiro began to sing, listening. Would he find his way home? The music of the land rose up in all of its many textures. Each tree, each cliff, each place he passed, until finally the song of home added its voice to the others. He could hear the song of his home. And how did that sound? Sends out his song and it comes back as an echo, and the echo sounds familiar. That's his home. Here's the echo of his home. This cave called out from the blanketing of shrubs and pillows of moss at its mouth, and Chiro followed that familiar song back into the sheltering earth. Was he brave? His mom said he could go, but only if he had his good sense. Did he have good sense? What do you think? His mother caught him up in her wings and asked, "Was it very dark in the world, little Wing? What did you see?" "Why, Mama," Chiro said, laughing, "it was very, very, very dark." Very, very, very dark. And I saw everything. And then into the warmth of her body, letting the rising sun's quiet song carry him, lull him, sing him to sleep. Sun. Does the sun have a song? What do you think? The name Chiro was inspired by the word chiroptera, which means Greek for cheer, hand, and ptera, wing. And the order name for bats, the only mammals capable of true flight. So bats are mammals, like people are mammals. What else are some other animals that are mammals? Tigers and sheep and other animals are mammals. So what happened in the beginning of the story? First time, Mama said something to him. She said, "Tonight you must fly out into the world." What did he think? She would wait for him. So was he happy about that? He said, "Mama, it's dark and dark out there." Mom said, "I know." And he said, "I can't always see." And his mother says there are other ways to sing, other ways to help you make your world the way in the world. And he said, what did he say? "Oh, Mama, I don't know how." She said, "Use your good sense." "What is sense?" the little bear asks. So what did he do? Sing, Mom says, when you sing out to the world, your song, and the song of the world sings back to you. Sing, and the world will answer. And that's how you will see. So, yeah, so she told him to be careful to not go further than the pond, but only if he had good sense. So the whole idea is you have to sing your song, and the world will sing it back to you. You have to use your good sense, not bad sense, but good sense. She let him go, and then he did. He was able to find his way. He sang his song, first a little soft, and then louder and louder. He met creatures on his way. He went further and further, and then he went to the pond where they had all kinds of bugs, yummy bugs that made all their different sounds, and he ate until he was full, so full, big belly. And then he said, but I wonder what's in the rest of the world. I wonder what else is out there, the other side of the pond. And he tried it out, was kind of nervous about it, but he tried it out. He used his good sense. So he went farther and farther. He saw everything. And then something happened. The sun started what? The sun started to come up. And so he knew that it was time for what? To go home to Mama. Get a little snuggly with Mama. And he did. And he made it back home. And the sounds, you could hear the sounds of his home. Right back to his Mama. But now he's tired. Saw everything. He was happy. He snuggled into Mama and went to sleep. So I hope you enjoyed that book. It's called Night Song. And it's by Arie, Berk. And I also have another book. And it's called Diary of a Fly. So this is a fly. And a fly, does a fly fly? I think a fly does fly. And he's on a pencil and he's flying in the air. What would it be like to be a fly? What do you think? By Doreen, Cronin. So this is the book. Inside cover. All these pictures of him. This is what he likes to do, is fly out. Feels, looks like buttercups. So it says June 7th. Tomorrow is the first day of school. I'm so nervous. What if I'm the only one who eats regurgitated food? Regurgitated food. Flies eat their food and then spit it up and then eat it again twice. June 8th. Great news! Everyone eats regurgitated food. So they chew on it, spit it up, eat it again. Oof, doesn't sound very good to me. June 10th. Things they teach you in flight class. We are the most accomplished flyers on the planet. Our average speed is 4.5 miles an hour. Lead backward when flying off and And so it says a jet airplane flies good, but flies fly better. Things they should teach you in flight class. Always have a flight plan. Oh no, it's right in the middle, heading towards a saucer. Not a good idea, or a dog, depending on your perspective, one way or the other. June 12th. My parents left us with a babysitter last night. When they got home, 87 of us were stuck to a strip of fly paper. Zip! Mama says we were a lot easier to watch before we grew heads. There they are, stuck to some fly paper. Oh no, 87? Imagine 87 kids in your family. June 14th. Today we practice landing on moving targets. I am standing on her head right now. It's on the head of that girl. You can see it. June 15th. My school picture came out terrible. Mom says next time I better have all my eyes looking in the same direction. Boys don't have their eyes looking in the same direction. They look all the way around. That's why they can see so well. All those little individual eyes. My first science assignment is to use my 5 senses to observe something creepy. I choose a first grader. 5 senses observation by fly. See, it will not fit in a jar. Feel, sticky. Smell, not so good. Hear, annoying slurping sound. Taste, not bad. So what is he describing? Maybe sucker. June 18th, worm and spider came over today. We use a magnifying glass to take a really good look at ourselves. And this is what they found. Oh my gosh, they're dirty. He's got ice cream. He's got root beer. He has no idea what's here. Then there's dirt over here. Dust with milk. A gnat juice, an egg, cabbage, oh my gosh, orange peel, more dirt, still more dirt. Man, we are filthy. These are flies, worms, and spiders, I guess. July 2nd, I'm making an All About Me book for my mom. All about me, my life. Day 1, first day as an egg. There he is. See that tiny little egg he is? Day 5, first day as a maggot. After 5 days, he's a maggot. It's a little crawly, looks like a worm. Day 7, first day with a head. Then the fly gets a head. Day 10, first day of school. That's when he learns how to fly. Day 10. July 13th. I asked my mom why I can't have my own room like worm. Because you have 327 brothers and sisters. That's why. I told her we could put half of them in the garage to save space. So what do you think Mom's going to say? Let's just stick my brothers and sisters in the garage, like 170 of them. So what did she say? I'm having a timeout in the garage myself. Oh, it's such a good idea. Why don't you go to the garage? See his eyes. See his little eyes sticking out there. None of his other brothers and sisters are in there. July 14th. Spider's grandfather is so smart. He taught me flies were a very important part of the food chain. Very cool. You're very important. Uh-oh. So what does that mean? What about spiders and flies? How do you think? What do you think Spider thinks of him as? Worm sat me down July 15th and explained the food chain. That is not cool. Yep. Spiders catch flies in their web and then they become dinner. There's his knife and fork. He's all ready to eat. Uh-oh. July 16th. The babysitter came last night. She brought a frog. When Mom and Dad got home, we were all exactly where we were when they left. What do frogs like to eat? They like to eat flies. So flies made sure they weren't getting anywhere near that frog. July 21. Why I would make a good superhero. I have the most powerful flight muscles on the planet. Flight muscles. I can land upside down. And I can see in all directions at once. You can see behind him. I can see you, Spider. Spider said, superheroes bend steel with their bare hands. You eat horse manure with your feet. I'd better save those puppies. Moments later, grrr. You're coming home with me, girl. I never thought about it that way. So they land on, they land with their feet. Wherever they land, that's what they eat, huh? Whatever. July 22nd. Today I learned that flies beat their wings 200 times a second. No wonder I keep falling asleep in that. 200 times a second? Wow. July 23rd. I visit my Aunt Rita today. She's been trapped on the wrong side of the screen for a week. My word, how you have grown, dear. She's sitting on the wrong side of the screen. August 2nd. I just know I would make an excellent superhero. I have 4. Now you have a lens in your glass. Well, he has 4,000 in his eyes. I can walk on walls. What do you think? Would you like to be able to walk on walls? I can change direction and flight faster than the blink of a human eye. Spider says, superheroes save the world from outer space villains. Your brain is the size of a sesame seed. I never thought about it that way. I guess he's not a superhero. He's got a sesame seed, I think. What do you think? Worm and Spider that I could never be a superhero like I wanted. Worm looked me right in the eyes and said, the world needs all kinds of heroes. Spider said, I never thought of it that way. So you can be a different kind of superhero, huh? Neither did I. He is a superhero in some ways. 400 lenses in each eye. Some amazing things he can do. Land upside down. He can fly 4.5 miles an hour. Wow, that's pretty fast. That's the average speed. He can leap backward when he takes off. Wow. So there's a lot of interesting things about flies. So what do you think? He had 327 brothers. How would you like to live with 327 brothers? So, and why wasn't he very happy about the spider? Do you remember? The spiders said he was a part of the food chain. Whose food chain was he a part of? Spiders. That's not funny. And who else liked to eat spiders? You see that big picture? Yeah. Frog likes to eat spiders. He has the most powerful flight muscles in the world. Wow. It's pretty amazing. Flies beat their wings 200 times in a second. Can you imagine? I barely can move my arms once in a second. Wow, it's pretty amazing. So I hope you like those two stories. And we have a craft that we're going to be doing. We have some airplanes. It's about flying. But since we don't have anyone today, maybe I hope we had a happy new year. That I will be back next week on Tuesday, and maybe you can join me for Back in the Library. This is Bonnie Balda from the Pontiac Public Library, wishing you a happy and healthy day. Goodbye.